Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir SilentGods video. In today's video, I want to talk about the 6 legendaries that we can get from the Starlight dice and from the Horn, and I want to kind of like rank them, go through their kits, and pretty much tell you what my opinion it is on them. And it's pretty much, like from 1 to 6, which one's going to be the best and which one's going to be the worst. Now, first of all, let's have a look at those legendaries, which are the ones included. And I guess let's start with fire. So the one that you can get from the fire element is going to be Felicity, right? Then from frost is going to be Okadir or Okadir, however you would read him. Then from necrosis is going to be Rcast. From radiance is going to be Sagir. From lightning is going to be Sutha, right? And then from poison is going to be Talwar. So these are the 6 legendaries that you can get. I don't think it does specify anywhere. Like, I've looked around, maybe I missed it, but it doesn't say anywhere, right? If you look, maybe they posted here, but I didn't catch it. But I don't think it specifies anywhere what are the legendaries that you can get, right? I pretty much looked, but I know because, you know what? I've pulled them myself and other people have pulled them. So this one doesn't matter if you're in Season 1 or Season 4, it's gonna be the same ones, and at least up to till this date, I cannot speak, 17th of October 2024, these are gonna be the same ones. So let's go through them, and I guess I'm gonna talk about them in the order that I believe them to be the strongest, and then the least strongest, and go through their kits. So let's start with number 1. Again, this is my opinion, right? From what I play with them, from what I've seen them, this is gonna be my opinion of who's better or who's worse based on like what are the other options. So number 1 from my point of view is going to be Rcast, right? Rcast is just such an amazing tank that he's definitely he's one of the best tanks in the game because of what he brings, right? On the ultimate, he has a massive hit, right, that attacks 3 times, can do some damage. He has a chance to push back the ultimate energy by 20%, and that's every single hit. Keep in mind, every single hit can push back the ultimate energy. And then he has, if you scroll him up, 100% chance of inflicting one of these debuffs, right? Attack penalty, recharging speed penalty, healing prohibition, accuracy penalty, and buff prohibition. So this one's a massive hit already. Doesn't matter if it's arena or PvE, it's gonna be perfect. On the battle skill, again, pretty good range, brings knock up, brings stun, again, pretty good chances. And then he also has a counter to like healing on his passive that pretty much he gets some of that healing. So Rcast is arguably one of the best ones, especially if you need areas with like controlling debuffs, such as like Meander, Pillar of Trials. Rcast is just a beast, right? I love my Rcast. I only have 1 copy, but I use them a ton, and he's definitely amazing. And if you do pull him, I would 100% suggest you build him because he is worth it, right? Okay, now let's go to number 2. Again, keep in mind this is just my opinion, and number 2, believe it or not, it's actually going to be Sagir, right? I pretty much underrated Sagir for the first 2 seasons because I thought, you know what, he's not that good of a tank, he's meh, he's not the best. However, he can be extremely powerful, right? First of all, he brings a good aura for the arena, 45 defense for all allies, that's massive. Then if you got let's start with the ultimate actually. With the ultimate, he has a pretty interesting range where he does some damage, right? He can do some decent damage considering he's a tank, but obviously he's not going to be your main damage dealer. However, in that range, he also brings attack penalty and accuracy penalty for 10 seconds. That's a powerful hit. Then on the battle skill, he pretty much can control, especially in arena, is really powerful. He runs towards the enemy with the highest attack and he can taunt them. And also puts debuff immunity and defense up on himself for 5 seconds, right? This allows you to control the enemy's best DPS for those 5 seconds and stop him from doing their ultimate. Because this is, most of the time, this is going to happen before they do the ultimate, right? Because it's a really short recharge time. And then if we move at the passive, this is again extremely powerful. This one is amazing to like kickstart somebody in arena. Basically throws a carrot on the ally with the lowest current HP, which at the beginning of the fight, you should be able to control that. And then it gives them recovery over time, but also boosts their ultimate energy by 20%. That's extremely powerful, like I said. Especially in arena, but even in dungeons, you can make this to set up your debuffer, your nuclear, your whatever, to just go pretty fast, and then, you're gonna do some crazy stuff. Now let's move over to number 3, from my point of view. Number 3 and 4 could be interchangeable, but this is just my opinion. Number 3, and I guess the reason why I put Felicity at number 3 is because we already get Erich as a free wild champion, right? So because we get Erich as a free wild hero, actually, in Season 1, having another wild legendary, if you do pull her, she's just amazing. She can dish out a ton of damage with her ultimate that ignores shields, lots of damage with the battle skill, and also she has a cool passive that every time she triggers a crit with the battle skill or basic attack, she gets ultimate energy, which means she's gonna come back to that ultimate a lot. Plus, she brings crit damage in all battles as an aura, so Felicity is just perfect to build as a wild hero, right? If you don't have like all the better ones, Erich, Felicity, and maybe if you're lucky and get Tunnel Nun, that's a perfect trio of wild heroes. Now let's move over to number 4. Number 4, one of the ones that I actually don't have, actually the only one that I don't have, I believe to be Sutha, right? Sutha can be really powerful because she brings a cool aura in dungeons only, but still 45% more attack speed is perfect considering Dante's people all about basic attacks. Then on the ultimate, she hits 5 times, each of them count as basic attacks. She has an extra 30% chance to inflict a crit, and also if she kills somebody with this one, they stay dead, right? So this could be interesting for Arena. On the battle skill double hit, that also they count as basic attack, and they also have a 30% extra chance to trigger a critical hit. So pretty much if you just care about the ultimates and the basic attack for her to do damage, you can build her with just 70% crit rate. Not only that, on the passive, which is an amazing one, when the hero triggers a critical hit against the target, a phantom will be generated. The phantom then launches a follow-up attack, dealing lightning damage. The follow-up attack is counted as a basic attack. So the reason why this one's so powerful, why she is so powerful, is she does a ton of hits, right, that can do some decent damage, but she's also a perfect enabler for somebody like an Evelios, somebody like a Shalter, or somebody like a Nashchenka, right, that have some quirky passes or ultimates that count on allies doing lots of other basic attacks for them to do more damage. So Sutha as an example, let's say you only have epics, Sutha could be the perfect one to be the Witch's Remains, right? She does 5 hits, perfect for Witch's Remains, and then she would enable Shelter to do a ton of damage. So that's why Sutha's number 4. Now, number 5 and number 6, they might be interchangeable, but I guess from my point of view, number 5 is going to be Okad, or however you say his name. Honestly, looking at his kit, it's just that he just doesn't bring enough, right? He's not that good as a tank either. He's not that good as a DPS, so he's just not good enough. So on the ultimate, grants 30% attack up to all frost allies, then releases frozen air, dealing damage with 100% chance of dealing frost. But it's just in that range, right? So it's not a good enough range. Then battle skill deals damage and then a chance to do frost. Again, small range. And then when the hero is alive, extends duration of frost granted by allies by 5 seconds. Targets under frost will now explode in their current position upon death, dealing cold damage. So it's kind of like he doesn't do enough damage. He's just not good enough. Honestly, you're just better off, from my point of view, if you want somebody that's a frost enabler, to use somebody like Wareshi with Rava. You're better off just using Rava, right? You're not gonna have that attack up, but Rava has a better range. She can be in the back row. She can be a perfect enabler for the Witch's Remains because this one, the Nexus, keeps doing damage, and she also brings a crit damage in all battles, right? So that's why I believe like Okad is just meh. I never personally built them. I wouldn't suggest you build them. You're rather building just an epic, and that's about it. And now moving over to number 6, which I believe, honestly, unfortunately, I might be wrong on this, Talwar is number 6, and he's arguably the worst legendary in the game as well. Like, he's so bad, and it's kind of sad, right? His kit looks like he could have potential, but he's just not good enough. Like, the increases all ally accuracy, it's only in Grand Gladiator Arena. At least make it in all, make it in all areas of the game. That could give him some use. The ultimate, he makes a spore around him that stays for 4 seconds only. Every 0.8 seconds has a 100% chance to inflict accuracy penalty. If they're under poison, attack penalty as well. Is it good enough though? Like, just accuracy penalty and attack penalty only is not the best. Like, for example, it's pretty much like what's his name? The Sagir does pretty much the same thing, right? But he hits more forward, like he has the line over here and pushes forward. Talwar only has around him, which is, it's a small range, but Sagir also brings a cool aura and a cool passive as well. Battle skill, plants a mushroom that can taunt, again, throws it randomly. This is the thing. Problem is he throws randomly, and sometimes he throws it at the wrong spot. He doesn't throw it like in the middle of everybody to catch them. And then when it explodes, lands a poison and a blind, it's like you're gonna need to give him a ton of accuracy. And then passive, each debuff on enemies on the field grants 2% damage reduction, so up to 20% damage reduction. It's just, I don't know, it's just not powerful enough. I feel like he's missing something. You know what? If you want to make him cool, from my point of view, this could be something that they could do for Talwar. Two things. First of all, give him accuracy in all battles by 65, right? And then make this one be full board, right? Just make it full board. It doesn't do that much insanity. It can land accuracy penalty, attack penalty, full board on everybody for, like, you know, make the whole battlefield be a cloud of poison, and then you might have yourself a decent legendary tank that can bring some cool stuff, right? Because if you make this full board, then he's viable for dungeons as well, right? Doing attack penalty and accuracy penalty everywhere is good. Like this, he's only gonna affect the boss, and that's about it. Right, for example, for something like Grave of Venom. I don't know. Talwar needs some love. Talwar definitely needs some love. But yeah, that pretty much covers it for today. I hope you enjoyed this type of video. I plan on making the same thing. I plan on making a video on like all the, what's it called? All the legendaries that you can get for free, right? The top 5, the 5 ones, which are going to be Erich, Ardreth, Aladia, Utior, and Calavera from the season. I'm pretty much going to go and rank them as well, go through their kits, and kind of like tell you my opinions on them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.